gamers, this is Chrolaw75 and I'd like to thank you for tuning into my channel, Chrolaw75 Reviews. Now in the very first episode I showed a big old stack of games that I had planned on reviewing, and funny thing, my very first comment was from my very first subscriber, and he recommended that I go ahead and review this game here, and it's Cross Edge. I'm assuming you can see that. Anyway, when I picked it up, I did so knowing that it had received several bad reviews. It was pretty much universally panned as being a very bad game. But it was from NIS, which I guess you have to either love them or hate them, and I fall into the love them category. It also had Darkstalkers characters, and I love Darkstalkers from Capcom. And, you know, that was enough to convince me. Well, that and the price I paid for it. I don't think I paid more than $20 for it. And for a JRPG, you know, that's a really good price. So I went ahead and put it in, and I played about, I want to say about 25 hours into it. That way I could give it a fair review. And to be fair, if I was to base my review on the first hour, then I would say this game is total shit. It sucked. I didn't like the main character. I didn't like his attitude. York was a prick. I didn't get him. I didn't feel him. I didn't get behind the way he treated people. And the battle mechanics, I was like, oh my god, I will never figure this out. But as I played it, the further I got into it, I forced myself to do this, trust me. I wanted to turn it off. That's how bad it was. I wanted to just get it out of my PlayStation and get it out of my house. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Do you want to know why? Curious? Anyone? I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a look at it, and I'll kind of go over some of the high points and low points. What do you say? At the title screen, once you decide to start a new game, you have the option of choosing one of three modes: easy, normal, or hard. Now each mode gets progressively more difficult, but the story remains the same, so unless you're a masochist or just really bored, normal or easy playthrough modes are plenty good enough to have a decent experience with the game. You also have the option to choose an English dub track or the original Japanese voiceovers. This can be changed in the menus, so just whatever floats your boat.
There are a myriad of thoughts in
Yes, the obligatory random and pointless cutscene that tries to be wise and cryptic. I guess it's not a true JRPG unless we have to sit through one of these. Honestly, does anyone even watch these? Didn't think so. So we have some really good 2D sprite-based characters with some superimposed 2D anime-style portraits to progress the story. I'm pretty sure we've never seen this done before. Ever.
Where am I?
But if it isn't broke, then don't fix it, or something.
Miko!
Oh, story?
I'm wondering the same
Right.
thing.
Well, apparently York and Miko, along with their friend Troy, were walking home from school one day when all of a sudden, like, 2 of the 3 find themselves in an unknown world. Yeah, maybe a tad on the cliche side, but let's work with it for a moment. It's going to eventually pick up, probably.
What's wrong?
So here they are in a nice, quiet countryside backdrop, just talking amongst themselves, when suddenly, dun dun dun! Surprise! Low-level monsters appear.
What are these
And who
monsters?
didn't see that coming?
I don't even
So now we get to the battle mechanics. Thoughtfully, tutorials are introduced in an optional low-key manner that lets you skip them if you so choose. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip the tutorial because I can think of much better uses of your time. Now, similar to other games I've reviewed, you can assign skills to each action button, and once you make an attack, a timer starts that allows you to chain additional attacks in order to, depending on the attack, break one of several meters to deliver serious damage. Now notice in the upper right hand corner it says chain. Well, certain attacks will allow you to link with other characters in your party to kinda juggle an enemy. This is extremely gratifying and was actually one of the first things I enjoyed about this game. Oh, story? Right. I guess I kinda went off on a tangent there. Anyway, several souls from different planes of existence are trapped and are used to form this new world you find yourself on. The world is broken up into a few different areas, including the real world, which is where York and Miko are from, the demon world, where all the Darkstalkers characters are from, and the fantasy world, which is a catch-all for all the other franchises in the game. Now the souls are scattered about the different layers and, being the good guys that you are, have to go around and release them. By pressing the square button on the world map, you can scan a short distance around you. If you get lucky, a soul or an event will be revealed. Unfortunately, this method is really the only way to advance the story, so expect to do this a lot. Now because you are the good guys, there's obviously got to be bad guys. Introducing Vivi, Cece, and Mimi, the caretakers of this world. Vivi, the elder of the three, has a direct line of communication with the Imperial One, who has decreed that anyone trying to free the trapped souls is a threat to their world and thus must be eliminated. I guess that makes sense. I mean, who wants to see their world crumble and die? Which is pretty much what would happen without the souls binding the planes together. So, with the henchmen cast assembling, they are dispatched in order to stop your progress. Isn't that nice? And the shadowed characters are a really nice touch in my opinion. And so many of them. Whatever are you going to do? So to summarize, you go around searching for souls and events to forward the plotline, fight random battles in order to increase your levels and gain money and items, and do your utmost to do good guy stuff. All in all, I'd say it's a game that grows on you the more you play. If you can get past the initial learning curve and the general assholiness of York early on, then I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the experience. Now, is this game worth your time? Probably, but keep in mind there are better JRPGs to be found. But for the price you're likely to pay and the amount of content within, you certainly would get your money's worth. There's so much I had to leave out of this for the sake of time, such as the huge cast of characters you assemble, the modifying and customization of weapons, armors, and accessories, and the 2D side-scrolling dungeons. But I'll leave all that for you to discover. Thanks for watching, gamers, and I hope to see you again soon.
At least it's fair now.
Fun.